Hey, Anthony, do you like my new shirt?
Sure, man. It's cool. Could have been better.
What was that?
I said it could have been better.
You want to fight about
Yeah,
it?
I do. Let's go, chump. Hold on a second. We don't need to fight.
We don't?
All you need to do is go to 86.com and choose from one of their many designs. Franchises ranging from Skullgirls to Street Fighter and even BlazBlue. And if you check out 86 through this Twitch channel, use 86.com/?AFF=4 to let them know that Mission Star Podcast sent you.
I don't. I do honestly feel like the Twitch is going to be forced to pull it because of breaking.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. That probably is the good point of like pulling it. So, good point. Very good point. All right, moving on to our next topic of hand. And Greg, we've had our discussions about this. You know my thoughts. I know your thoughts.
To tell the story, let me just tell you, EA's being fucking stupid on this one.
But I'll read this article. But I'm honestly want to hear what Ramen's thoughts are, since he's the new blood in our podcast. But I am very curious to see what his thoughts are. So I'll start off with the Kotaku article written by Nathan Grayson. EA, our loot boxes are actually surprise mechanics that are quite ethical. Given that 2017's Star Wars Battlefront 2 is broadly considered the tipping point in the anti-loot box conversation that's recently led to the loot box bill in the United States Senate, you might be forgiven for thinking that EA games have loot boxes. Not so, says the VP of Legal and Government Affairs. They merely have, quote, surprise mechanics, unquote, and they are, quote, quite ethical, unquote. EA's Kerry Hopkins made those comments as part of an oral evidence session with the UK Parliament's Digital, Culture, Media and Sports Committee today. Scottish National Party MP Brendan O'Hara said that the evidence suggests a close link between loot boxes and gambling, especially among adolescents. He has then asked Hopkins, as well as the representative of Epic Games, who was also in the attendance, to talk about Fortnite, if they consider loot boxes to be an ethical feature. Quote, "We don't call them loot boxes," Hopkins began her response, adding that EA Inside refers to them as surprise mechanics. She then elaborated on what exactly what that means and why so-called surprise mechanics are just like blind packed toys. If you go to, I don't know, what your version of Target is, a store that sells a lot of toys, and you do a search for surprise toys, what you'll find is that this is something people enjoy. They enjoy surprises. And so, it's something that's been a part of toys for years, whether it's Kinder Eggs, or Hatch Animals, or LOL Surprise. We do think the way that we implemented these kinds of mechanics in FIFA, which of course is our big one, our FIFA Ultimate Team and our packs, is actually quite ethical and quite fun and enjoyable to people, unquote. So, Ramen, I would love to know what your thoughts are.
It's stupid. I actually have a YouTube video that goes over like a good part of their what do you call it, like a discussion. And man, it is so cringy. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. Especially there's one dude who, like, they're asking him like, okay, well, you know, how many players do you have like within like a year or something like that, and he just can't fucking answer the question, and he starts like lying, like making like, oh well, like I don't have that information, like he gets called out. It's just a panel of bullshitters. It's a panel of bullshitters. Surprise mechanic. It's so fucking stupid.
I have explained time and time again on this podcast why microtransactions exist, whether it's loot boxes, whether it's straight out skins or anything to that fashion. Why do microtransactions exist? And a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of these companies spend way too much money in development, don't fucking make their overhead back, and they have to figure out a way to make that money back. Period. That's why they exist. Now, that being said, how they're implemented is the problem. I've never in my life heard Magic the Gathering packs, Pokemon card pack, fucking Gachapon, surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like,
Yeah.
people don't mind the cards or the Gachapons because they have a physical item. But when it comes to digital items, that's where people get a little bit iffy on. Now, I have said time and time again, if you get rid of the fucking surprise mechanics and just have useless fucking microtransactions like skins or colors or sprays or stupid shit like that,
Yeah, like pretty much
care.
cosmetic stuff.
I like the fact that, like, in this conversation where she is given the explanation that she suggests, you know, Kinder eggs, which is banned in the U.S.
Kind of banned in the U.S. Kind of banned.
Oh, are they not fully banned?
They kind of came back because you can buy them in the store now. Like, I see them all the time, but they're not, like, the stuff inside isn't chokeable.
Oh, gotcha.
The egg cracks in half immediately, like it's a really thin layer of chocolate, so that way kids don't shove the whole fucking thing in their mouth.
Gotcha.
Oh, you mean like how these guys shove their fucking foots in their mouths?
Oh.
I mean, you gotta understand that they are a corporation. They're a corporate entity, and
yeah,
they are going to say what they can to try to make money. And as of right now, every game that they release that's not FIFA or Madden, they could absolutely...
or Apex.
Well, hold on, Anthony. There's a reason I was saying those.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was like, I'm not talking about Apex at all. Any game that they release that's not Madden or FIFA, they could completely take microtransactions out and still make their overhead, whether that game makes money or not, easily. Now, of course, free to play is a different category entirely, but I'm more talking about the $60 games, if you will. And because that's how much money the other games make. People don't realize how much fucking money FIFA makes. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Madden too.
Madden a little bit less so, but yes.
As far as I know, it makes quite a bit of fucking money.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying FIFA makes way more.
Yeah.
Percentage wise, like, it makes almost triple what Madden does.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at how much Madden makes and then you go triple of that, you're like, holy fuck.
Shit, yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's insane. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and it's just such a weird fucking thing to call those surprise mechanics. That's the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life. It doesn't make any fucking sense. They sit there and they complain year after year after year that they're considered the worst company, and then they say some shit like that, and I'm just like, you ain't making anything any better, guys.
Yeah, you're not making the case for yourself. So, yeah.
I think at this point they don't give a shit. They're still gonna make money off of their sports stuff. They have what, a monopoly on, like, they own NBA and NFL, like, and Star Wars, like,
that is
okay.
Fuck.
That is
I just bought NBA 2K19 on my Switch.
Yeah, they have a full ownership of UFC, NFL. They have the contract with Star Wars for quite some time. EA is, and here's the thing that when it comes to EA and some of their games, like, when you have the sole property and no one else can make it, like, whatever game you make for said property, like for UFC, like for the NFL, like, no, you can make whatever quality you want. It may be the most mediocre or cheapest quality, but people are still gonna buy it because that's the only game in town.
We are unique. The three of us are unique. People who maybe watch or listen to the stream are unique. They give a shit about that news. They give a shit about that. The majority of people that are spending money on EA's microtransactions do not listen to that shit. They don't read the news. They just play the fucking game.
They just play the game and that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a situation where this isn't gonna end, and EA isn't gonna suddenly just be out of money. What EA does, and we've seen it, time and time again, is if they're no different than these big studios that make movies. If it's not doing well, they don't hire the people back, which means the studio gets fucking shut down.
Yeah.
If they don't feel like it can make any kind of headway, they fucking close it down. And most people just don't fucking care about that. They just don't. Again, I have argued ad nauseum on this podcast, on other podcasts, to other people, why microtransactions exist. If you, as a gamer, legitimately give a fuck about the developers, then you'll understand why waiting fucking 7, 8, 10, 9 years for a game is important. You'll understand why maybe paying a little bit more than $60 is going to be important.
Yeah.
Like, there was a whole rumor that PS5 and Project Scarlet games are going to be $70. And I was just like, yeah. Like, we need to be paying a little bit more for these fucking high budget AAA games, and that's just how the fucking cookie crumbles, unfortunately. But this is also why indie games exist. So you're not spending $60 every fucking week on a new game. You're, only spending $20 total, and then you play a game for a few weeks and you're good.
Speaking of which, good segue there.
Trust me, I knew what I was doing.